Hey, welcome back. Well, as I promised in my pecan pie video, I am going to show you how I make my pie crust. Okay, first I add 1 and 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then I add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And since this is going to be a pumpkin pie, or like if I make other fruit pies, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on and just use the pulsate button. And I'm just going to use that to stir all the ingredients together. Okay, next step, I've got 1/4 of a cup, which is 1/2 of a stick of cold butter cubed up, and I've got 1/4 of a cup of beef tallow, and it makes the pie so good. The beef tallow is the secret. It's really yummy. So we're going to put all this in. I would say it's kind of like an equivalent of using lard, but I don't know. Maybe a little healthier and really tasty. Okay. So now I mix it just enough to get everything incorporated, the butter and the tallow incorporated. Secret is not to overmix it. You want those little clumps of the beef tallow and the butter in there to make it flaky. Okay, so the water. Water is 1/2 to 3/4 cup cold, very cold water. And you don't add it all at once. You add it as it's mixing. And you just want to mix it until it starts to form a dough and it starts to pull away. Once it starts to pull away from the sides here and kind of start getting, I don't know, kind of lumped up in the middle, for lack of better terms, that means you're done. So, okay, so here we go. That should do it. Okay, now we're going to get this out in just a minute and put it on a surface so you can see what it looks like. All right, so I got my cutting board lightly floured. And we're gonna get this out of here now. It's gonna look like it's a bit crumbly, but no worries. Way better than it being like a yucky gooey mess and sticking all to the bottom. I've done that a few times. Okay, so we're just going to push it all together. Again, you don't want to like overwork it because you still want all those pockets of the the butter and the beef tallow in there, so it'll make it a nice flaky crust. Just want to get it where it's going to stay together. And after I get to that point, then it's going to get all wrapped up in some plastic wrap, and it's going to go in the refrigerator for about an hour. Okay, so should look about like this. Nice little lump of dough. All right, let's wrap this up, put it in the fridge, and then we'll roll it out in about an hour. Okay, well, the pie crust has been chilling in the fridge for just a little over an hour. So it should be ready to work with. Yeah, feels like it's gonna be okay, I think. All right. Oh, I'll get some flour on there. Get some flour on the rolling pin, always. Nice flour on, even though it's a non-stick mat, sometimes stuff sticks to it. Just depends on what you're working with. Just start rolling it out. I do love this measurement on here. It tells you, you know, when you're at 9 inches, 10 inches. It's good for pizza, pies, whatever you're making. If I'm making a 9.5 inch pie crust for the actual pie plate, I roll it out to be at least 11 inches because you got to allow for, you know, the height of the pie dish. Depth, I guess, would be a better word to use. So yeah, this is rolling out pretty good. Pretty easy. Make sure it's not sticking. No, not sticking at all. Good. And actually the butter and the tallow helps it not stick as well. So you don't have to use tallow in this recipe. I just started doing that because I thought it would be good, and it is. You can use, instead of 1/2 of a stick of butter and 1/2 of a, well, actually, you don't really use 1/4 of a cup of the tallow because it doesn't come in sticks. So it's 1/4 of a cup of butter, 1/4 of a cup of tallow. Instead, you can use 1/2 a stick of butter, or instead of 1/2 a stick of butter, you just use a whole stick of butter in this recipe. I did that for many years and it turned out really, really good. Okay. Yeah, I just really honestly have just started becoming familiar with beef tallow. It's got a lot of really good uses. Definitely moisturizes your skin like crazy. And you don't have to get the expensive stuff with the other ingredients like the olive oils and the honey and all that. Just regular old beef tallow. It's working pretty darn good. All right, so put a little bit more on here because I'm gonna roll this up on here to get it in the pie pan. Put this out of the way. Get it centered in here. And sometimes just to get it in the edges really good, I'll use I use this little pumpkin that I grew. You can use apples, lemons, just about any kind of thing that's like this. It keeps you from accidentally sticking your fingers through the dough. So, okay, well, that's in there nicely. And now I'm gonna work on a little design for it, and I'm gonna make my pumpkin pie filling for it, and then we'll show you the end result. Okay. Okay, just now came out of the oven, all nice and hot. The crust came out really good. So it's a nice dependable pie crust recipe. If you want to use it for, you know, like a fruit pie, like blueberry pie or apple pie, just double the recipe of the pie crust, and you know, for on top, and yeah, I'm sure it'll turn out great. So we'll let this cool for quite a while before we cover it up, and you know, so we don't want the pie crust to get all steamed. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, as always, and we'll see you in the next one.